Hey guys, what's up and welcome to the unboxing and the review of the Cubot Pocket. This is a 4-inch phone. You don't see many of those anymore. Nowadays, a 5-inch phone is considered small. This is a 4-inch phone with a Unisoc T310, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of ROM, and a USB Type-C. So we're going to see how good this phone is and go from there. So, first things first, we'll open the box. It's a pretty small box too. So we have a, what is this? Welcome with, I don't even know, it's useless anyway. So the battery's not detachable. Okay, fine. No worries. And then we have the actual phone. I'm going to put it aside and see what else we have inside the box. So what do we have here? We have a bunch of manuals. So number one, we have EU-UK Declaration of Conformity, compliance regulation, and a quick start guide, which I will not read because I am too lazy. And then here we have a power adapter brick, but this one's for China, but I have lots that are US, and then we have a USB-C cable here as well. So let's put this aside and see what we got with the phone. Okay, the phone comes with a case. So I'm gonna take this. It's a TPU, regular TPU case. So phone peel. Let's go. All right. And this sticker over here. Let's take that out. Okay. So the design of this phone reminds me of honestly of a Vertu. If you guys remember that a long time ago, Vertu, the high-end phone, kind of reminds me of that. It also looks like a rugged phone as well. So, yeah, it's a very light phone, obviously 4 inches, and it's plastic at the back. So it's not metal. This is plastic. It's got a nice stippled back. It's got 4 screws here, camera, flash, Cubot logo, and then we have the SIM tray, volume buttons, and then we have the power button here, and nothing up top, and a USB-C the bottom here. So let's turn this on and see what we got. Okay, we'll first look at the screen of the phone. I'm gonna open up YouTube here and just open up something real colorful. You can see that the bezels around the screen are actually quite big as well. But that's just how it is because it is a cheap phone. My goodness. Ads. Let's go. Come on. So we'll go all the way back here. Fill out the screen. You know what? Let me bring it closer for you. Okay. So as you can see, the screen here isn't amazing. The screen is not the highest resolution. I don't even think it's 720p actually, but it's an LCD screen. Colors are whatever. You can't expect much from this because it is a pretty cheap 4-inch phone. Otherwise, everything else here in terms of the screen, average refresh rate, average colors. You know what? The colors actually look better on the camera than they do in real life, because I think the screen on my camera, I'm going to tap it right now, is actually better than what you see here. Okay, now what you do see here is, give me a sec, I'm just gonna, so what you do see here is that the screen is actually, it gets bright enough to use in direct sunlight, which is actually fairly surprising. I was expecting it to not be super bright, but it's bright enough, so that's quite good. Yeah, so now it's going to be an audio test. Let's just do that quickly. And typing here is really difficult because it's so small, so tiny. I can barely type properly. And I'm gonna turn it all the way up. So as you can hear, the speakers aren't great. No bass at all. It's not very clear. It sounds a little bit like underwatery, but again, passable for something like this. You can hear calls fairly well. You can take calls and they can hear you decently as well. So yeah, overall, first of all, display and the audio both not great, but passable. The other one is battery life. This one was a little bit surprising because it only has a 3,000 milliamp hour battery, but then again, it's running a Unisoc T310, and it's a 4-inch, very tiny screen. So I was actually able to get almost 2 days of battery life out of this, and I left it on standby, and I think it lost about 3% overnight, which is really good. So battery life here is quite good on this phone. I'm very surprised, very surprised. Actually, standby is also really good as well. So that's surprising. Yeah, and now we're going to talk about software and performance. So here, I will show you. We are running Android. Give me a sec. 11, right there. Right there, Android 11. Speed wise, it's surprisingly okay actually. Like, as you can see, it runs very well considering it's a low end chipset. It's obviously a little bit slow compared to higher end chipsets, but otherwise it's fine. I'm gonna close everything and then you'll see how long it takes to load things, right? Chrome. Oops. I'm going to close everything, and you're going to see how long it takes to load things. So let's look at Chrome. That was actually okay. We'll go Google Play Store. Also not bad, actually. There is 4 gigs of RAM, as you can see right there, 4 gigabytes of RAM. And then if I open, for example, Instagram. There we go. Not bad at all. Multitasking is actually also pretty decent as well. I'm quite surprised, probably because there's 4 gigs of RAM, so it works pretty well. Yeah, and finally for gaming, you're not going to be gaming much on this phone, but if you wanted to, you can. I installed Candy Crush as well as Clash Royale. Oh, that's loud. I installed Candy Crush as well as Clash Royale, and they both, I mean, they work fine. The Unisoc T310 is low end, but it's going to be good enough for most things. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. But as you can see, it runs very well. There's no slowdowns whatsoever, so it's quite good. And I'm going to open up Clash Royale without closing this. I'll just do that and just go straight to Clash Royale, and it will still run fairly well. Play. Oh, oops. Nope. I don't want to party. I want to battle. Probably a bot at this point. All right, so we'll do 1, 2. How's that? And 3. Yeah, as you can see, it runs pretty well. Oops. It runs pretty well as well. So no complaints there. Performance, of course, is not going to be amazing, but it's actually passable. You can do most things in here. So you can basically do everything on here. As long as you're not a hardcore gamer and don't game crazily on your phone, you can do it on this phone, which is very surprising. The last thing we're going to talk about is the camera. The camera here is 16 megapixel camera. Well, the camera quality is just not surprising, right? If you're in great lighting conditions, the pictures look okay at first glance. So you look at these pictures and you notice that, oh, they actually look decent, right? But they're in the perfect conditions possible. And if you zoom in, you'll notice the edges are really soft. And if I don't actually tap to focus, the colors are actually kind of washed out as well. So there's that. And then, of course, if you move indoors, you'll see that if it's not super bright and sunny, the quality goes down drastically. It's actually quite bad. And if you go to low light conditions, it's even worse, which is actually, yeah, it's very bad. But I'm not surprised at all by this phone in terms of the camera quality. But it'll make a good backup phone for like your grandmother or something like that. Video quality is 1080p, but of course video quality is also not very good either. And of course the selfie quality is just whatever. That's me. As you can see, it's very soft. Everything's soft on this phone. So yeah, that is that for the camera. And yeah, so that is the conclusion for the review of the Cubot Pocket, a cheap 4-inch phone. I love 4-inch. I love small phones. That being said, 4-inch is actually even a little bit too small for me. But otherwise, the specs of this phone are entry level, but it performs quite decently for an entry level phone. So if you're looking for an entry level phone for your, I don't know, older grandma or your older parents or something like that, or even kids, if you have a child who's very young, and you can just, give them this phone and they'll use it properly. And yeah, so there's that. So check out the link in the description down below for the Cubot Pocket. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.